word.
And
All right, San Antonio. Well, welcome to Industry Pop San Antonio. Here we talk about things about the industry. We go into current events. We go into what is pop culture today in the service and hospitality industry and why that's important. We hit on some things that are a little deep. We hit on some things that are not. And we talk about all things San Antonio with the amazing people that make San Antonio such an awesome culinary destination. Today, I'm sitting in between two Psalms, okay?
like it when you go deep.
Yeah.
Songs.
Psalms go deep, okay?
do.
And
We do.
Very deep.
so to start off, I would like to say
Put that bucket.
cheers. Cheers, San Antonio. Merry Christmas.
Cheers.
I'm going to look you in the eye, young man.
And there's
Yes,
a reason
sir.
you have to do that. When
Yeah.
you cheers, you have to look each other in the eye. Otherwise, it's a year of bad sex. And we don't need that, San Antonio.
We don't need that. San Antonio does not need that.
No, it does
Yeah.
not.
No.
Actually, we're very good at
Sex.
not doing
Oh.
that. We're good. Yeah, we're good at
Undoing
undoing it.
the right. Of course.
Yeah.
The sex. Okay.
Yeah.
Sex.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Intercourse.
I mean, well,
That's what you're
we
getting.
have a thriving society. Our
Yep.
population is increasing. I'm not just going to contribute that to the diaspora from California or people coming here because of, the value of the dollar here in our great community, but we are actually repopulating, right?
In California, he just called you hoes. He said, y'all straight up hoes.
We are in San Anto.
Yeah.
I'm in my own realm here, so I can say that. Now, if I were in LA, I might not have the same tune, but I'm in home court. I got home court advantage here.
That's from LA.
I am from LA. Did you not know?
I knew that.
Yeah, of course. And there's a massive
And he has
population.
accepted you.
That's here's the thing. I don't what I don't
He has
like.
accepted you.
Here's the thing. I don't like the way you're looking because
And
I'm a
you'll
Laker
accept
fan.
me.
and all you Spurs fans out there, I feel the hostility already. And I kind of want to overpopulate all over this table right now.
Oh my
all of
God.
this anti-Lakerness.
Well, it is San Antonio.
Don't have me on your show and
It's
then
like
hate on me
the
already.
X-rated version.
I will say this to
Unbelievable.
all Lakers fans out there
Mhm.
that
Here we go.
the Lakers-Spurs
This is
rivalry
absolutely blasphemy.
is like the rivalry they had in the early 2000s was amazing, and I miss Kobe. I miss the Shaq days
Rest his
because
soul.
absolutely.
Yep.
And it brought out the best of the Spurs playing the Lakers during that time. We saw some amazing games. The 0.4 second shot, that was Derek Fisher,
Yes, he did it.
but
0.2 seconds, my friend.
0.2 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
if that's
don't
legal these
know.
days,
You're
but
shaving. I mean, you're right.
I've been shaving for the last week, but that's another topic. But of course,
Wow.
absolutely.
Just
Oh,
to make sure
yeah.
that
This is just
everybody
today.
out
Yeah,
there,
that's just
make sure everybody out there knows
Yeah.
0.2 seconds is in reference to how long Matt lasts.
Well, that's a vicious rumor that is going around, and frankly, it's more like a minute.
Oh.
So, but yeah,
I'm proud of you.
69 seconds.
Okay.
Rent. 6900 seconds and 400. Okay.
This
SA
is SA Pop. SA Pop. This is a good segue, right? Matt and how long he lasts into this question that we're going to ask all of our guests. Comment below on these Christmas questions, all right? So, first question, this is for the panel here. This is for our guests. Naughty or nice in 2024? Naughty or nice?
Oh, I've been naughty.
You've been naughty.
I've been definitely naughty.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
about that.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Tell me more about these.
Well, here's the thing. Is that when you're talking about naughtiness, right? Are we talking about, are we saying like, maybe I have not, I'm in the service industry, right?
Right.
So maybe there's a couple of times where I might have not, given that table their waters or or maybe I intentionally, because they were a little bit rude, I might have taken a little bit of time to give them maybe their food or maybe their wine or maybe their water.
Right.
But here in the end, here's the deal. I'm always nice.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
And,
Yeah.
And I mean that in a very nice way, because as we know, when it comes down to it, we're all beautiful people. And it is Christmas time.
World peace.
World peace.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I like that message, and that is, I think that is an overarching.
It is
sentiment.
Sichuan time in the city.
It's
Dang.
it's a Sichuan Christmas.
It's
It is a Sichuan Christmas.
Sichuan time in the city.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Green
Naughty
bean
or nice, though?
time.
Okay, naughty or nice?
Smells of green bean and regret. Okay, moving for Miss Cecilia.
Yes.
Naughty or nice in 2024?
Ooh, I have been naughty on record for most of my life.
Yeah.
So this year, though, I'm going to say it was nice. I have been working towards a major wine exam I'm taking in May. I got a scholarship back in August. So I've been studying a bunch.
Snaps
It's been
for
really
snaps.
good. Studying about wine every day, all day. And so I feel like, I've got that like little studious, like nice vibe going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thanks.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Education is awesome.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're taking your time is like your biggest investment. It's not just like the knowledge, but it's like your time moving from all of the other endeavors that you're doing to like build yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Can I say one quote for that?
No.
And I think this works for everybody.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And I read it, and I don't remember who it was, but you can look at it, Google it. But it says, if you want to be responsible, keep your word to other people. If you want to be successful, keep your word to yourself. Dang.
Who said that?
Heard.
Who said that? Carrot Top?
He's still got his gig in Vegas. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
His longevity is very impressive. All right, Kristina, naughty or nice?
Should go hand in hand, right? Because like, if you can't keep your word to yourself, how can you keep your word to others?
But I think we often put our word to others over and even more to like I have to do it than with ourselves. Because a lot of times, I'll say to myself like, I'm gonna like go to the gym more. I'm gonna focus on this more, study this more. Like goals we have for
I
ourselves.
hear for I hear
And then you're like, don't do it.
Put yourself
Yeah.
like last in
Yeah.
that place.
So keep your word to yourself.
Yeah.
Word.
Word.
Heard. Yeah.
You can't pour from an empty pot.
Can't, yeah.
Heard. Word
Christina,
paper, dude.
naughty or nice? 2024.
I am always nice. I'm always
Oh.
nice. But I understand that sometimes you have to be naughty to get shit done. So,
Yeah.
you know?
Mm.
Heard.
Yeah.
Heard.
It's okay to be naughty. Is what we're getting at here, I think, tonight.
Well,
It
Brandon.
is okay. And actually,
Yeah.
the service industry, I think, would agree that
It's nice
Many-
to be naughty.
it's, oh my God, it's nice to be naughty.
You know what I'm saying? 2025. That's what I'm saying. I think Obama said that, didn't he?
Yeah. That is, it was
Mhm.
like hope and
Mhm.
change,
Yeah.
and it's nice to be naughty, right? In the fine print.
Bitcoin.
But
Yeah.
if we're honest, we're all in the
Getting it.
service industry, and the service industry, real fucking naughty. Okay.
Oh yeah.
That is true. That is true. So
Is that the first cuss word ever said? I think she used the F word
I
right
think
there.
that's the first cuss word ever said on Industry Pop-S.A.
What?
Yeah.
Let the
Cecilia.
record show that Cecilia Barreto said the word fucking.
I think
This is unedited, by the way. Okay. So
Right
Okay,
now.
that's going in. That's
Yeah.
going on the
I guess-
record. Okay.
I love it. Beautiful.
Here's the certificate. Here's an NFT.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not even real.
absolutely.
Here it is.
You know what I mean?
So,
Of course.
for myself, I have been
Not
nice.
safe for
You've
work.
been nice.
Not
Frank.
safe for work. Yeah. I have been very safe for work, actually. I've been good this year, and I've had some wild years, but this has been a good year for me. I'm gonna say I've been nice. I did get married this year with this amazing person, Chef.
too.
We got
Oh.
married.
Mary.
Oh my god. That's so unbelievably nerdy right
Yeah.
now that you both said that at the same time. I love it.
And this year, I think 2024, the year of the dragon, has been a massively influential year. And so this is going to go into another question that we have.
Word.
And so what
This year has
is our
literally
biggest
has
accomplishment
flown
in
by.
2024? Biggest accomplishment in 2024.
Word.
Let's start here. We'll go this way now. Christina.
Oh no, you're putting me on the spot.
I think saying yes is probably your biggest accomplishment.
I married you.
Yes,
You're
yeah,
my biggest
I
accomplishment.
mean, she said yes.
Putting up
That's
with
an
me,
accomplishment. Good.
putting up with me is actually a huge accomplishment.
Absolutely.
doing that for a few years.
I know. Well, you know,
Well,
then that's
I mean,
the
So I'm
but
getting
you said
recognized
yes,
for it
though.
this
That's
year.
a big deal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's, I mean,
And
You said
he-
I do.
and he's being recognized for this year. That
Well,
for this year too.
well, finally you're being recognized. I mean,
It's been a great year, and for us, my biggest accomplishment is, of course,
I
one.
thought we were talking about them. Why are you going to? No, it's them first. Don't say your accomplishment. They didn't even say it yet. God yourself.
Dang.
Uh,
A cock blocker, you know that?
I just, it's her time.
Brandon was trying
It's
to
her
say
time for
accomplish-
her accomplishment, and then it's either we're going.
We are gonna go over an hour today. just
Okay.
saying.
I thought we were going this way.
all right, we're going this way. All right, we're going this way.
Can you let her finish,
Cecilia,
please?
No,
she was done.
Jesus.
oh,
I swear.
Miss
he
Jessie.
never knows when I'm done or not. And I just want to let.
Let her finish.
That's
every once in a while.
that's what she thinks.
I
Yeah.
All right, my biggest accomplishment this year. Speaking of,
Christina, right there.
I still
Yes.
high five to.
Uncut
We're just
version
stealing
of
everything from her.
Yeah.
Taking the spotlight, to the handshake, and the hand five. My biggest accomplishment this year, I said yes to myself, and I signed up for the naughty list, and I re-signed up for pole classes. So I've been pole dancing since 2017 through 2020, and then we had a COVID break, and I took a little break because hurt my back, not pole wise, just hurt it another way. But I finally went back.
Gosh.
So, real kinky set.
Stop it.
But I signed back up for pole classes, and I go to Soft Sensuous Moves over off Blanco.
Word.
And I went back day one, level one, and I've been doing it a whole year. And I went back, I've loved it.
When
So
oh, maybe no.
yeah, I go
Tell me. Tell me when you earlier. I don't know.
I go Wednesday mornings.
Oh.
I take a morning class because being in the industry, we work at nights.
That's fine.
And so it's a big
We work all night.
look. It's
Oh,
it's
night,
from a
no.
fitness
Oh, no.
fitness dig in my mouth. Hey, oh,
Yeah.
you gotta make sure I'm paying attention, okay?
Yeah.
AI is not going to be able to transcribe any of this.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay, Mateo. Biggest accomplishment 2024 and go.
I mean, I gotta say, like, unfortunately, I had some bad things happen, but I was able to get my own house this year,
Oh.
and so that house, doing my thing, and that's my biggest accomplishment. May I be able to maintain that home for until for the capacity of the money that I make per hour these days. We'll see.
You
My
have to
water
mow
and
a
my
lot.
power are still on. My my Tinder is still available. My
Your servers,
yeah, my my only
fans.
You have one fan in your
I got
house.
only everything right now. I depending on what I can get. I don't.
He
Yeah.
has one fan in his house, ladies and gentlemen.
There's just one. Yeah, there's just one fan. That's just strictly for the air. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
What is your biggest accomplishment?
Well, can
It's in his pants.
can. Okay, Matt. Now you're not letting me finish.
Okay.
Oh,
Go.
dang.
ma'am.
I think a lot has happened in 2024. I mean, we got married. That was pretty cool. We had the most epic Chinese New Year ever in the history of just ever, especially for a Chinese restaurant, like a mom and pop Chinese restaurant. It was pretty cool. I think we had an incredible DAC off this year. It was the best of times and the worst of times,
Best of
but
times,
it was
worst of
like
times.
Best
it
of
was
times, for sure.
so epic,
Yeah.
right?
Wild.
We got to travel across the world for like 7 weeks, and maybe some will say that's irresponsible, but like it's been 10 years coming for me
Yeah.
and a long time for you, but we got to do that, and I'm like all emotional now. I think we don't, we moved back into my house this year that has been flooded and under like I mean there's so many things that happen behind the scenes that we don't talk about, we don't
Yeah.
express because those are our problems. There are problems of like
Yeah.
people,
Right.
their own lives.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot. Like
Yeah.
we moved back into our house this year, and then when we came back from our vacation, our house
It
flooded.
flooded again. Flooded again.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Thank God this time it was much smaller. You know, we were on Triple D this year.
Yeah.
Sichuan House was the top Chinese restaurant.
We're celebrating
all
our
on
10th
Yeah, we were all.
we were all on Triple D.
We got
We
triple
were
D.
all on
yeah,
Triple D this
it's-
year.
We got triple D. Let's
Yeah.
just admit it. That's what it is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And
3Ds.
I mean, there's just been so many
It's-
things. Like I can't say like
Yeah.
A D love fest is what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a lot. And
Yeah.
and then I want to clarify that by no means that we have made any money this year.
The
We're
restaurant
like-
industry is hard. The
We have
restaurant
just,
industry is
like,
hard.
all of these things have happened.
Yeah.
And you know you were talking about like hopefully it can sustain it your new house, and congratulations, absolutely, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy. And
Yeah.
I'm
And
getting
it just,
kind of
like-
emotional right now.
I am
Like,
too.
Yeah.
But this is industry pop. This is actually the other side of the industry that people want to see.
Yeah.
It's because it is very hard to run a business or to be in the service industry because you're dealing with people all the time, and you're having to take care of people, and that's what we love to do. But like what you were saying, Ceci, is like, when do we take care of ourselves? And sometimes that gets lost. So I'm really glad that that's like what you're focused on, is taking care of yourself, because it
Yeah.
takes a lot, man. It does. You know,
Yeah.
and I know like you're the same way. Y'all are industry professionals that do so much for
Yeah.
other people, and it's that giving that actually makes me want to like do more. But I also have to say, you know, like how can like, where is the boundary? Where is the boundary?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say to that
Yeah.
note, just to add,
Good-
when I started
yeah.
doing my wine studies,
Mhm.
I came across this really amazing article for it. And the second thing on the list was exercise, eat right, drink water. And this is a wine exam, right? And so
This
it's
is so
BS.
like, in this actually like every other day
Yeah.
of a wine tasting, and like you
Yeah.
were planning to not
More
drink
alcohol.
today.
yeah.
Hey, I need you to taste this.
Yeah.
But it's true though, like it is good when you
don't
stimulate your
swallow.
brain, stimulate your palate, stimulate other things that release serotonin in your brain.
Yeah.
Masturbation. But
Well,
you know, it's just a lot of
Heard.
things that you can do. But yeah, taking care of yourself, it's difficult. But
I don't disagree.
My question is, I mean, enough with all that. Is it Fieri or Fietti? I want to get this out of the way now.
I just call him Guy
Hey.
Fieri. Fieri.
Yeah, I just want to get this out of the way. Is it Fietti or Fieri? I'm not sure.
It's Gooey.
oh,
Okay.
Guy-
Gooey.
Oh,
Gooey.
okay.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
It's Guy Fieri.
Okay.
Guy Fieri.
Okay, Guy Fieri.
Guy
Okay,
Fieri.
Okay, heard.
Guy Fieri.
Done deal.
By the way,
That's
he
amazing.
was an like amazing in the moment type of guy. Like he would just say things, and then you two in the kitchen were amazing.
Fun.
Like y'all were just riffing off of each other, and then throughout the process of cooking the items and making the items, y'all were just having so much fun.
yeah.
And that's 2024. Like we made 2024 what 2024 was, and looking back on it, it's going to be like one of those years that you stamp it and you're like, man, I can't believe I did that.
That was the year of the dragon.
Whoa.
Year of the Dragon.
Dude, calm down, bro. Jesus.
Stamp it,
Good
stamp it.
lord, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, for me, there you go, the dragon. So for me, my biggest accomplishment, of course, is all of the things that we've been through together, but it's like one that isn't even over yet. It's Sichuan House.
Yeah.
It's Sichuan House, and I'm over there right now, and I'm doing a lot for service because Sichuan House's food is amazing, and so I'm over
Plug.
there.
Plug.
Yeah. And by the way, we are open Christmas Day.
It's
Okay, word.
it's a plug, yes, but it's also an honest conversation because dashi was a possibility because Sichuan House was amazing. But Sichuan House and it still is, painting is, it was a mom and pop restaurant, and we still are.
Yeah.
But the levels of service, the expectations, and then, just the flow of things, they have evolved over time. And they especially evolved after we opened Dashi, because Dashi raised the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And these are both our concepts,
Mm-hmm.
and so they have to be at the same
Yeah.
caliber, even if they're like different in
Yeah.
personalities.
Yeah.
The service should not be different. Just because we don't have
Yeah.
a bar program
Yeah.
doesn't mean the service should be different.
Yeah.
At
It's-
least not like,
Yeah.
Service should be great.
but it's
all the
also
time.
complicated, or not
Yeah.
complicated. It's just a little bit different because our geography of the general layout is also different. You walk in and you see everything.
Mm-hmm.
You see open tables and so forth.
Yeah.
But we're not the same
Yeah.
restaurant that we were
Yeah.
10 years ago when we
Yeah.
didn't know
Well, you
anything.
were there
I
doing
was.
everything.
Right,
So
but my knowledge is also different now, and also people are different. And then we also had the whole COVID things that changed
Yeah.
the landscape of so many things.
What
yeah,
I
the lockdowns.
what I will say though is that when I was there for Triple D, I got to talk to a lot of people. So many things happen off camera that were never filmed, were filmed and will never air, all those things. But the one thing that was key to what everybody was saying, because I was listening to everybody, and it was, of course, top quality, top-notch food, but outside of that, it was how they felt coming into your place, how they felt welcome back, how they felt like a family, how it was part of their tradition, and so, one of my favorite quotes for hospitality is, people will never, like, they won't remember what you did for them, but they will always remember how you make them feel. And you can cross your T's, dot your I's, and do great service, but if you don't have that element of helping that person feel a certain way, and customer to server and server to customer, right? And so y'all definitely had that, because you're doing it right when people aren't talking about your food. You're talking about how they feel when they're in your establishment.
Yeah.
And so I think that whatever the personality of Sichuan houses and the personality of Dashi, and then as we change, we weren't the same 10 years ago. We change too as we grow, but as long as you constantly make that person feel great, feel welcome, feel part of it, and you have great food,
Totally.
that's what more do you need in the recipe,
And-
Well,
yeah, that is hitting. That's
Yeah.
hitting.
It's hitting,
No,
and
totally.
that's so
Oh, yeah.
hard to, like, how do you coach that? How do you teach
Yeah.
that? How do
Well,
you, like,
yeah.
train that?
Yeah.
Because it's also a part of that person's innate,
Yeah,
Right.
like,
wanting to be.
Well,
wanting to be.
right when I didn't have a lot of service experience, because I worked in is like just in retail and stuff like that. So when I finally got into service, I was told, like, hey, you know what? When you greet a table, it is something where they have chosen your spot over anywhere to come and dine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They can choose anywhere,
Right.
and they've come to your place, and they were like, wow, I could, like, whether it's a birthday or they just want to go out or whatever, they have literally taken their time out to come to you, to join you and be at your restaurant.
Mhm.
And that's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
how it should always be looked at. It's like they could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they chose here. And that's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And that's how it should always be looked at, as a server, as, like, every time you get a reservation or anything like that. And that's something to be said about, like, your business, and something to be taught if you're a manager when you're talking to your crew. It's like, hey, we have 17 reservations tonight. These people could have gone anywhere.
Mhm.
They're coming here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Y'all really
make
excel
them
at it.
come back.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Make them come back.
And
You
I
know what I'm
think
saying?
that
It's
y'all
like, hey,
definitely did that
And-
with Sichuan House.
you know what I mean?
And
And it's a really cool kind of an outlook on it. It's like,
Thank you.
This
Y'all
San
have that-
Antonio's a big ass city, dude. They can go anywhere.
Y'all have that
They're here.
longevity
They're here
with
right now.
Sichuan House, and you're getting that longevity with
Right.
Dashi. It just takes time,
Well said.
And I hate when people say that, because I'm very impatient.
Yeah.
It just takes time.
I mean, we literally still have people coming by here, and we're like, oh, how did you hear about us?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we live down the street, but this place just never lasts. And I'm just like, Well, are you waiting for us to fail?
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like word of mouth is super important. Longevity,
nervous.
tenure is
Mr. Bubble here.
super important. But I think at the core of it, being over at Sichuan House, the food has always been stellar. And with dashi and the ambiance of dashi, service has to be stellar. You can't rely just on the food because of the expectations of the ambiance that we've set. We have to rise up on service to meet what we have built here in the build out. And so that is super important. I'm taking, those types of things, and Sichuan House is now meeting. We have now, like, it's they're married.
If I
They're
can-
like sisters, and the service
They're not
to
married,
us
but they are
is
sisters.
super important. Yeah, that's actually not a good. Yeah.
Sister wife.
Sorry, I didn't mean.
Yeah,
I
they're not
didn't
married.
mean it
They're
that way.
sisters. They're sisters. But if I may, it's not necessary. I'm having a hard time finding my words here, but it's not so much that like it's a service like flaw. It's just that as we have been growing in the restaurant business, we've learned a lot of nuances, and so that standard of service, if you will, is for some it comes very naturally, and that's wonderful.
Yeah.
But for some, it doesn't come so naturally, and you have to put that into a document, into a procedure
Sure.
of like,
Yep.
how do you do this? What does good service mean? Like, and so that is a little bit more, I guess, analytical or like procedural, or you have to be intentional about it because yes, like, thank you, like, for recognizing that, Sassone House has had that, I feel like home and family, but that's just because like when we were there and
Yeah.
and when we built it,
Yeah.
we were there all the time, and even
Yeah.
though I didn't have a manuscript for
Yeah.
how
You
to,
know, this gives me an idea real quick.
yeah,
That because we're all in the industry, how cool would it be if like all the other industry restaurants did a thing where they said, take your team, like, you have new hires, they come to our restaurant and we are going to treat them with top-notch service so that they get to experience
That
it.
would be
Because I
cool.
think like when you experience really good service and you understand that, you can draw back on it. And so like it could be like a little like almost like a little tag game or something, like we just all recognize as like another restaurant, like, that table, it's for training purposes, but we're just gonna like flood them with incredible service so that they understand what that feels like and what it looks like. And then it's like everyone like shifts. I don't know, like it's a cool, like, I don't know, like a little app website that we can do internally where it's like, we all agree that we can
let's talk
like,
about that and refine, like,
Yeah.
let's refine that a
like
little
you
bit.
can, like, and you guys could open up and say like, yeah,
Mhm.
have them come to Dashi. We're gonna just like
Full
do this
service.
great thing.
No.
And then, and again, because it's hard with like money, like you can't just tell a server like, hey, like, let's go get a, $400 dinner. But if we're all
Well,
treating
we do
it,
that. We do
Yeah.
that. A lot of restaurant tours get, or they just message each
Yeah.
other. They
Okay.
message each other over especially with the
Yeah.
holidays, and like, hey, let's do a gift card exchange.
oh yeah,
And
yeah,
we'll
yeah,
just,
cool,
like,
nice.
we exchange gift cards like
That's
all
cool,
the
yeah.
time, and so
Okay.
and we've done it with
Yeah.
so many different restaurants,
Yeah.
and I guess in
Yeah.
a way that is
Yeah.
kind of happening.
Yeah. So
And-
that, but with
but
like
we should
training.
absolutely
Yeah.
build on that. Like, as
Yeah.
I love that too.
Well, speaking of other restaurants, I'm
Oh,
going to continue our itinerary through this. I've got a couple of things I want to hit. So, open Christmas Day. We're 2 days away, less than 48 hours now to Christmas. And for us, it is our Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Literally, it's a Chinese restaurant,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you why. So, you've
Their
got,
food is great.
well, our food is great. We're open.
Shameless plug.
It's a part of American culture. Chinese restaurants are a part of American culture. If
Yeah.
you've seen The Christmas Story, it's played all day.
Part of American culture.
Was that your
Did you
Richard
have-
Nixon? That was her Nixon. That was her Nixon.
Do you have reservations on Christmas Day? How many?
I have my green card.
We are, oh my God, we are completely booked. We have no room for walk-ins. But I also know, now this is a
Not for
tactic.
real.
This is a tactic though. We may have room.
It's frustrating.
But well, People
say
will fish
We
for
fish
for
free.
reservations.
We have actually we have allocated room for walk-ins in our bar, in our patio.
Okay,
We did
but
not reserve those out.
so what people do is they make reservations at like 4 different
Oh, they do that
restaurants,
too.
and then they drop because they make a last minute decision. And so it looks like you're
Mm.
booked, but then
You're
all of a
not.
sudden you lose an 8 top and you're turning away walk-ins. And so that like
Yeah.
in terms of getting people in and maximizing business on Christmas Day, where
Yeah.
literally last year I turned away 200 people, like
Yeah.
almost
Really?
200 people because I had no tables. I had no tables.
Question for you, because some restaurants have been doing a thing
Jesus.
where you have to pay if you cancel your reservation.
We
And
do
so-
implement that
okay.
for our reservations. It's
Okay.
it's I think it's a $10 per person cancellation fee.
Okay.
And we don't we do that because we are also staffing
Of course.
appropriately
Yeah.
to handle
Yeah.
or to be able to take care of all
Yeah.
of our anticipated
Yeah.
guests.
Yeah.
And so it really it's really terrible when that happens.
Yeah.
Because
but
then we
Yeah.
have
you have costs, and for people fishing, that's not fair to make like 4 reservations for Christmas Day, and because they don't know they
I
don't
get
know
it.
this-
Yeah.
I get it. But
Yeah.
I feel like the cost is not
Well,
so
No.
substantial.
No, that it
And
keeps it from that.
so I can't get out of
also
Christmas.
well no you and we also
I will fit you
make
in
it very
somewhere.
transparent that this is our policy.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I know you
That's
can
the
fit me in
reason.
somewhere, but I'm talking about. Can I get?
Okay, what's
Oh.
the next one?
All right.
Well, if you know you're coming, then make a reservation.
Well, I know when I'm coming.
Oh
Oh,
my
Thanks,
God.
well,
I just-
that
I'm
sounds like a
very-
personal problem.
That's that kind of an issue.
I'm
Yeah, it's
dreaming of
very-
a white Christmas.
Yeah, I'm definitely dreaming of a white Christmas. Absolutely.
And so it shall be a first come, first serve
That's
basis.
Yeah.
very first come first serve.
So
exactly.
so the audience out there, the San Antonio audience, is now seeing articles in my SA Current, Express News about who's open. So we're open, Dachi's open, Sichuan House is open, but here are some other ones that are open as well. And this is from the SA Current. Matamonte Tributary at the Marriott River Center, Wild Goji Revolving Sushi and Bar. We've got Signature Supper, Cavalier, Brenner's Steakhouse,
Yeah.
Nice.
Biryani Express.
Yeah.
So one of the things is like being open Christmas Day is traditionally or like in like how people think about Christmas Day, it's like Chinese restaurants. But I mean, there's steakhouses, there's all kinds of places open Christmas Day because people love to go out after they open presents, go out to eat. It's actually it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Going out with the family and eating is just a lot of fun on
Yeah.
Christmas Day. So we're seeing a bigger, diverse pool of restaurants being open.
I think
I want to go out after I open up presents.
Uh-huh.
I want to go somewhere and I want to eat and I want to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, as much as I love my family and everything like that, like, hey,
yeah. Well,
not enough.
You don't
to
wanna
not
cook
wanna
right
get
now.
Fucking friggin' bombed on a couple of mimosas here and there and have some good food.
Absolutely. I mean, it like Christmas is a day that most people have off, and
There's basketball on. I mean, it's not like there's
Yeah.
not stuff to watch. Like that's there. They're like there's stuff to do.
there's a lot of entertainment.
And I will
Exactly.
say, at least for me, I know it can go for everybody, but I know that there's always the talk on like, industry consumer comments where it's like, don't make them work, blah, blah. And to that I will say, one, some people just don't celebrate Christmas, right? Two, as someone in the industry, I don't have to celebrate Christmas on that day. I can do it the next day, depending on what
Many
day of the
cultures
week,
don't. Yeah.
and we just
Thank you.
shift it. The other
Yeah.
one is, I'm sorry, I'm about to make money, okay? Like Christmas Day, that's a great generosity. I mean, you're say like stay at home for free and hang out with people I see all the time, or go to work and make a ton of money and then do the family thing or friend thing another day. Christmas is
Yeah.
not about one day. It's about the experience and the time and friends. So I mean, whenever you
Yeah,
want it.
Every day should be Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, my younger years, I was in the oil field, and so you'd be gone forever.
Here we go.
And so, but I would be gone forever. But the service industry, so I never had a Christmas or Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
From my 20s on, but in the service industry, those are the big days if you're at a restaurant that is open. And so it's like dual, but then as well, like we have a Christmas party or like a Christmas celebration where we appreciate the staff and so it really does bring you together because the day is kind of intense. There's a lot of volume, there's a lot of people out there, and I think that it actually brings crews closer together to go through that together. You're actually spending Christmas with
Together.
your work family
Yeah.
doing
Who you
and
spend
serving.
a lot of time with you.
Exactly.
So it's like, yeah.
And yeah.
Do you remember last Christmas? Remember I
gave you my
remember how I gave you my heart, and then
Oh.
next day you gave it away. That was pretty messed up, dude.
But
Last Christmas I gave you my
You're
heart.
so basic.
So speaking of hearts and heartstrings, our next topic is
Sorry, Mateo.
it's like at the end of the year.
So easy.
So at the end of the year, there's always articles, and what I was seeing on articles in all of essay, well, my essay, essay current.
I'm sorry. I'm just my essay in current.
Are you? Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Listening.
All right.
I feel like if I was with like a Hispanic person
brain
and I'm like my essay,
My essay.
Oh,
Essay.
Yeah.
But there's an in memoriam,
Mm.
and they have it on like NBC, CBS, and all your major publications. So it's like the year in review of those who have passed, and so that is like a thing, right? And he's giving me treats.
Do not invite Matt to your.
He doesn't want you to be jealous of our conversation earlier. Because we're married.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
How's the chocolatey wafer goodness on that one? Pretty good.
That was delicious.
Okay, word.
All right, that was delicious.
Actually, I'm getting in the way of their relationship.
We have a good relationship.
Oh, I'm saying I'm getting in the way of it.
It's what we call a cough bloqueur. En français. Oh wait, is your British accent gonna come out?
Oh gosh, here we go. If anyone doesn't know,
Need to debate
Chef
about it.
Kristina has a British accent.
That's because I'm your Asian, darling.
It's an alternate personality.
You're Asian.
I get it. I get it.
You're Asian. Took me a little bit. I got it.
Yes.
All right.
Mhm.
So,
Okay, in memoriam.
Hello,
in
Poppy.
memoriam.
Everybody take a deep breath.
Mhm. Yeah.
We're talking about Dad.
I'm talking about this.
Industry Pop-S.A.
Uh-huh.
What's popped to some of our publishers and the media is that they celebrate actually people going out of business. And they do that all year. And I see many of them do that. And it's like, couldn't you have like made an article about their amazing special versus like after they go out of business and then that is the headline?
Mhm.
And so, Industry Pop-S.A. is like, what is pop culture? Well, for some publications in San Antonio, pop culture is failure. And I guess I just don't really like that because I'm in the industry and it takes a lot of work, and every single business that goes out of that does not succeed, someone has tried super hard in it. And so I just wanted to address that because in memoriam is like it's all over the place. Here's the top 30 that failed. And I'm like, well, what about the top 30 that succeeded? Tell me about that. Or tell me about the top 30
Well, they do.
best deals.
They do. They do. They do the best restaurants. They do the best deals. I hear what you're saying. I like. Yeah, I hear you though. I
You
think
know,
we all
maybe
hear
it's
you.
maybe it's a yin and yang. You know, it's like it's a balance because all right, here are the best
I
and
think
here are the
that a lot of times that they do it with grace. Here are the restaurants that we're gonna miss this year, right? And in memoriam, they are paying their respects to the restaurant. It's just like I think that because you are in the industry and you work so hard, and we're like struggling to do it every day, that it hits harder. But they do say that, hey, these are the restaurant we're gonna miss this year.
What if it's just positioning? What if
Yeah.
we attach that to Dia de los Muertos instead?
oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
Like, I feel like that'd be like better. You know,
That's a
like,
great
a little altar,
Exactly.
like,
No,
the
yes.
dishes and the things. Like we just like keep it.
I
We
could
just
see
do it
that.
for Dia de los
Yeah.
Muertos, and we can put
Yeah.
altars to these restaurants. Like
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
I was just talking. I don't know. You know, out there. Remember the old Brooklynite? Woo, the old Brooklynite.
Yes.
Thing.
Yeah.
What if you had like an altar for the old Brooklynite? You know, and like I think we, you know, next year we do like a place and we can do like
Absolutely.
altars for business.
That's a
like
phenomenal
Johnny,
idea.
I hope you're watching.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay,
That's a
but
phenomenal idea.
okay, I think it'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's going in the shortcut.
Yeah.
That idea is going
Yeah.
in the shortcut because I
Yeah.
think that's going to go viral.
I mean, it's incredible, right? Just
Yeah.
to have, and then people can like bring pictures of them at that place or something like they loved at that place. Or
We're gonna have to go through
Uh,
and then
Well, every
see
time you have a
where
good idea,
where
it's
there's
sick. I just
people.
don't, I just
Yeah.
don't like it.
No,
It's
Yeah,
irritating.
see people.
You know?
And then we have to find like if we're gonna
Yeah.
what is it that we need to find out where those people are
and
and then like
yeah.
and get it to have it
And
at their
some
place.
like consumers have like old menus from these places, and like some like have all these like things you can just add to this
Yeah.
like thing. I think that'd be really
Yeah,
That'd be super cool.
totally.
Okay, see,
I love that idea.
like it's just like you know we talk about like the business side of the
Oh
business,
my gosh.
and we
Okay,
have
so
like
we didn't do Friendsgiving this year because
Oh,
we there was just too much.
yeah.
I know. I
So
didn't
maybe next
I got received no.
Yeah.
we should plan it like
Yeah.
a week
I've-
I thought I was gonna go
after
with some sort of like
Dia
a,
de los
you know,
Muertos, and
you know,
our
like a Christmas
Friendsgiving
hangout
Yeah.
is
for.
Yeah.
I mean, I could
Like a
Some sort of-
altar
some sort of
and
yes,
or a
and
recipe.
it's just like
Yeah.
sort of
and
ham.
it's not a,
Yeah.
it's
The only ham
Yeah.
hocks I have
so
for
morbid.
you are
But yeah.
it
not covered in
but
honey, right?
Oh,
it's like a it's,
hawking. Are
uh,
you hawking ham?
a shrine.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
Chinese
Shrine
restaurant.
I
Yeah. But with Dia de los Muertos for San Antonio,
Like,
that is
Got it.
altar, and-
I've got a ham
and the
candy.
pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Get
Yeah, I do.
one of
And-
those that made like
and
that.
for that
Is it meat filled?
Concert.
Yeah.
And
There we go.
Oh,
The souls of that business can roam the earth again. So
Yes.
what if you have like part of that is like
Did
an
you hear this?
event
Did you miss
where
this?
the
We've
souls
been
of that
listening,
business.
Kristina.
I don't
So
know.
okay, imagine walking to this event and like Brooklynites there, right? It's a pop-up, right? So you get like a couple bartenders from the old Brooklynite and they make like 2 cocktails and you get like
Omar.
the old Monterey.
Yeah.
I gotta
and,
renew
like,
my lease then.
And then you do like all these like random places that were open and the souls of those businesses come back to the earth to roam for
Oh my
once.
gosh.
Oh my God.
Dude, resurrection.
All I want is VIP tickets to this event and my name.
Let's do it.
as-
I've summoned
Yes,
demons.
VIP
I have
you're I can help
summoned.
me work
It's all
this
right.
I
event.
have summoned demons.
Exorcise
Okay,
the
yes.
demons.
All I do is summon
Carry the
demons.
This
committee.
house.
I'm gonna
This
say-
is Leah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just
Then I'd lose 30 pounds.
also this is patent pending.
Hooking his wife.
Patent pending.
Kissed and make up.
Maybe don't air this, just splice it out.
Yeah,
Hey,
Number still 911.
Right, no,
Oh.
that's a that's
All right.
30
We're
like
gonna continue
I-
on our
are
in our
you
itinerary.
honest?
No, we're going.
I don't know where's
Oh,
restaurant.
yeah.
Well, then go to the
Splice
rest.
it. Okay, next question.
But I mean, we're gonna have to cut that on anyways because
I've had
Next
to
question.
eat. I've had-
no, you go ahead. Go ahead. No.
All right.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
San Antonio. We have another headline here. The Grinch arrested for attempting to steal Christmas inside HEB in Houston
Oh, no.
area. Yeah. So the Grinch literally got arrested for stealing. Now there's theories out there about what was really going on because some people say this is clickbait. Other people say this is a psychological operation. This is a psyop for what's really going on across the country. Now, is this just an HEB?
Yeah.
Is this something else? I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts?
But did he only steal HEB products? Because if he only stole the
Well-
HEB products, then you can't be mad at him because he picked the right choice. Hey, HEB, what's up? But then if like here's the thing, right? What if they followed him? Like he stole the products and they didn't arrest him on the spot and they just followed him. What if he was trying to take the HEB products and put them in Whole Foods?
It was a false flag.
Oh, dang.
It was a false flag operation. They set him up.
Yeah, you know.
What are your thoughts,
Well,
Mateo?
okay, here's my thing. Because the Grinch is green, does he need a green card? Is
Oh my
question.
God.
Living in Texas,
He already has one.
that's the real idea here. You know what I'm saying? And also the second thing is like, did he steal all that stuff and then is it Central Market? Is he gonna
Yeah.
up his game
Central Market.
after HEB? Is he gonna maybe move on to the Central Market status and maybe get like some really nice cheeses after this? Because it is the holidays.
So
So like he's settled
yeah.
for an early holiday kind of a stealing at your random HEB, right? But now will he up his game to Central Market and maybe get like some really nice blue cheese? Like will he start stealing some cool stuff? Like it maybe like a nice like ham hock?
I mean, I would. Let's look at the facts here.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this perpetrator was caught. Now, there may be copycats out there because you know what? Like the Grinch did steal Christmas. So the next thing is like, so where does it end? Does it go to Central Market? Does it go to Whole Foods? Right? If you see a Grinch
True.
literally in a supermarket, you should actually be a little cautious because they're trying to steal something, okay? And I don't mean to like stereotype all Grinches, but I'm just saying.
You're not Grinch woke. Look,
I mean, a Grinch was
right
just
here.
arrested in Houston. A Grinch was just arrested in Houston. So, you know, this may be a false flag, though. A false flag. A false flag is an event that was fabricated, right, or initiated by the perpetrators to then blame on someone else. Okay? So they hurt themselves to blame someone else, right? That's what a false flag is. And I'm worried that maybe HEB staged a false flag. I don't know.
Well,
But
here's the
others
thing.
were going to do this.
But here's the thing.
She's
What
checking
if
him
Get
out.
this dog out of the shot, please. I thought this was a real interview.
She's a false flag.
she likes the Black Santa?
You know, here's the
Like-
thing. Last Grinchmas, I gave you my heart is the deal.
I like Black Santa.
The end.
See,
The
she's
end.
like that's the
Grinch-
real Santa.
She's like,
Grinchmas. You know, Grinchmas versus Christmas, you know, I like we've had Krampus.
sit,
Yeah.
We've had
sit, sit, sit.
Grinchmas.
Krampus is what I get before I have my period.
Yeah, you get Krampus.
Well, I always
what
I
happens.
thought Krampus was like, you know, old Saint Nick running
Krampus
at
with the
200
crank.
meters and then like pulling up 10 meters away because like, oh my God, my leg. You know, he's cramping up.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. He should be running at 200 meters.
He should not be running 200 meters. You don't do that.
And does he bleed from his cramp pussy? Oh,
I don't think you can say that on the
I said fucking and I said pussy on this show.
Yeah. Oh wow.
This is industry pop.
Yeah.
This is going viral.
Here we go.
Like
I don't.
Rated R.
My philosophy is that whatever happens here is organic here, and I do not edit your thoughts.
Organic.
First and foremost,
Organic.
I don't edit your thoughts on here. So my guests, their thoughts are their own. Have y'all seen that? Have y'all seen like the wife or the husband of a politician, like in parentheses, it's like my thoughts are my own. Right? Have y'all seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting
Right
comment.
now.
It's like an HR comment.
Use the parentheses.
It's
It
an
is.
HR comment.
It is.
These are on
Yeah.
your page.
So, San Antonio, watch out for Grinches in supermarkets. And so we're going to go into another topic here. We talked about it
I know.
last episode, and it is Project Marvel. And Kristina and I took a couple shots of trying to name this something that we thought would be a little cooler. Like, you know, Project Marvel to me, well, it just reminds me of comic books. And for a project that's so serious like this, I think that we should name it something that is maybe has more gravitas, more like, hey, this is a huge thing that's going to be for San Antonio, our city. And Project Marvel reminds me of a comic book, and I can't really take it seriously. However, UTSA, right, has now authority, they have the authorization from the Texas Historic Commission to demolish the Institute of Texan Cultures. Now, if you're a young person out there, you've been into the Institute of Texan Cultures in the past 20 years. Well, he's from LA. Institute of LA Cultures is the movie Escape from LA. Okay.
Kurt Russell.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, you at least have Kurt Russell.
True.
But what I'm saying is that the Institute of Texan Cultures is where you go and find Texan cultures.
Okay.
And so it's going to be torn down eventually, because I really think that this project is going to move through. It's going to be passed through. And so what happens to Texan cultures? What do we do with that institution where a lot of young people get to go and they get to learn about Texas topography, Texas natives, Texas history,
Mhm.
and it's really important.
Me out though.
Yeah, I was about to say one thing too. Also, too, Brandon. Also, this topic, yawn. Okay, you lost me.
First of all, I have an idea. Why don't they just combine the Texas Institute of Culture with the arena they want to build, so that while it's not being used for things, there's still pockets around of the arena that you can still go visit and learn about Texan culture. So you're not like taking it apart, you're just adding it into an arena. So it still serves the purpose it originally did, but it morphs into something else. And something that honestly probably will make a lot of money, let's not right. And so why don't we just
That's an amazing
combine the
idea.
two? And like I feel like I'm on Clueless. Like, so the Haitians came in and they were like, let's just like rearrange a few seats and we can totally party.
The real issue with San Antonio is I don't think I like your attitude before I even say what I'm about to say.
Haven't said
You
a
know
word,
what?
sir.
You know what? Both of y'all, just real quick. Yeah, we have no football team here. The end. Okay, that's all we need to get to. I don't want to get into it, but that's where it comes down to. Okay, every single other place.
That's another
We are not
episode.
the same.
That
Can I finish?
let him
Your little
let him finish. Let him finish.
San Antonio is not a destination because we don't have any friggin' great sports teams. And you know where that lies? No football team.
You're a Lakers
People
fan.
want to see football, and we don't have it here. It's a fact.
We already have
It's a deeper.
Okay, remember
It's a
when the
deeper
Saints
subject.
were here that one year?
no.
We rocked it.
Let's
It
just
was amazing.
in memoriam.
Yeah.
In memoriam.
Look, I don't
The
want to
thought
hear
that
all
San
about your
Antonio
little-
can host. No. In memoriam. This is very specific to. Yo, no, I want y'all to listen to this because
That's how you get more.
this is very specific to
I don't like
the
any
in
of all that.
memoriam. Like, okay, San Antonio
Football team.
has a lot of amazing people, and they go out and they spend money, but a lot of San Antonio does not.
Yeah.
And so San Antonio is a bellwether in Texas. It's not like Austin, it's not like Dallas. It is a bellwether of the actual economy. And so if we can't support restaurants and restaurants are closing in mass, how do you think we're going to support a football team? And don't think that the football teams that have come here have not assessed those situations and assessed the economic capability and the spending power of the people here. And we have to, like, San Antonio has to change in a huge way. We have to change it fundamentally, right? And it does not start with the football team. It starts with better, like it starts with better companies coming here and our education system. And I'm sorry, right now we are not a tier 1 city.
Yes.
We are a tier 3 or 4 city. And I say this with the perspective of coming and seeing China. Their tier 5 cities have 5 million people in them, and they're high tech, and they have high speed rail, and they have airports. San Antonio's airport and San Antonio, to be honest, is like a pasture town compared to China. So I know that San Antonio is doing a lot of amazing things, but we really need to be honest with ourselves about who we are and where we need to grow. If not, if we keep thinking that we're on the levels of some other cities here in Texas that we're not, then we're never going to grow because we are going to miss the opportunities that we need to grow on. That's my soapbox on San Antonio. San Antonio football is
We are
not
not a
going to
destination. San Antonio is not a destination. And I'll
Um,
tell you why. It's because we don't have a great sports team here.
But you know, my
I'm telling you, it makes a difference.
but well,
Think
Buffalo
about every other city.
Buffalo has
Think about every
Cleveland.
other city. It's a big
You're-
deal.
Like,
You have to have a great sports program to have a great city. We don't. It sucks.
You're a Lakers fan. What about San Antonio Spurs?
San Antonio.
Let's do this.
Okay, go ahead.
Texas support 3 football teams.
We don't have 8-1.
We have the Houston.
Well, that's not San Antonio.
I know. I'm
You're
saying
talking
I'm
about
saying
city.
Texas.
he's talking about city.
No, I know, but
Okay.
I don't think Texas can support 3 football teams right now.
We can.
I don't think so.
San Antonio did great when the New Orleans Saints were here. It was amazing. We loved it.
Unfortunately, I think what's going to happen is that Austin can, and then they're going to edge out San Antonio because that is where the money is. You know, tickets to a football game are like $300 something plus. And, you know, okay, San Antonio fans love the Cowboys and they may be able to go once or twice a year after savings, but that does not mean that we have a loyal base here because our loyal base is to, well, the Cowboys
Yeah.
or the Saints, right? Or to the Vikings because we've had 2 business entrepreneurs, Red McCombs and Tom Benson, who have built a base in other teams. And there was rumors of them bringing them here. And so it's very diluted. In fact, I think the Texas Longhorns have a better base than even the Cowboys. So San Antonio is not a football town. And other people are looking at this and it's going to take some time. Like, for
But
example,
San Antonio is a hospitality town. San Antonio is a tourist town. Tourism is one of the biggest economic drivers for San Antonio with the historic nature of San Antonio and the historic preservations, and it's a city of gastronomy and the missions, and there's a lot that brings people to San Antonio. So sports is important. Absolutely, we love them, but cannot
We
specifically
play second fiddle
Yeah.
to Austin because San Antonio doesn't give a crap about hospitality as far as for when it comes to bringing in all of the great entertainment. And there is something to be said about that. And like you talk about the Alamo Dome and everything like that, but it doesn't hold enough people. It doesn't have like
We didn't say the Alamo.
I'm just trying to say that there's a reason why acts don't come here, and it's because we don't have a stadium
It's a
that
chicken-
has the capacity
it's
to
chicken
hold the
and
great
egg
acts.
conversation.
That's a big deal.
It's a chicken and egg
And it's-
conversation, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then what's happening
Well,
is
city planning.
is Project
Well, yeah.
Marvel, right?
Project
Project
Marvel.
Marvel is actually all the so they're trying to what you're talking about is exactly what people are trying to. I mean,
You're right. Yeah.
There's a lot of resentment
and
when
they do it, whichever they do it, but they're trying to address the exact what you're talking about. This project is coming in, and it is like interrupting business for all of hospitality.
yeah, if you're a small
that
business, you
strip.
cannot survive down there.
Can't survive down there, but they're
But there's a bigger picture, but there's a lot of resentment to that because the Spurs have gone from the Hemisphere to the Alamo Dome to the SBC Center, and now they want another one. That's 4 stadiums in 40 years. So they move every 10 years. And then here's another issue I would like to like all San Antonians, we need to know this, is that the ownership group is holding San Antonio hostage, because if we don't pay up for their new stadium, then they're going to move to Austin, and that's always been on the table. And so what does that mean? That means that the hotel industry has to pay up, the rental vehicle industry has to pay up, and we raise taxes on tourism. So that means that we are literally like, we could price ourselves out of people coming to San Antonio if we're a tourist destination, because we're taxing them on top of taxes to pay for a stadium that changes every 10 years. Okay, let's say we build one in Hemisphere. What's next? Where else do they want to go?
The reason why I'm bringing it up is because if we had something that, what I'm talking about, like if we had an OG stadium where we can have a phenomenal sports team, that drives a lot of people to come here. But we don't have that. So guess what happens? They go somewhere else. They go to Dallas. They go to Houston.
Like, well, like the
It's
Staples
true.
Center, like the Staples Center.
Like exactly.
The Staples Center
I'm
houses
just
two
saying,
different basketball teams and
because
it's a
San
convention
Antonio
center.
doesn't have any.
Okay, Matt, I love you, but
Okay,
you said the same thing about
so you're
I just it's irritating to me. I hate that I can't take my kid anywhere for any type of sports activity. It's really so
Like-
I'm coming from LA, right?
baseball game this weekend.
I'm coming from LA. There's no baseball here. There's no sports activities for me and my kid to go to. And it's a really big deal. And that's what drove me to and what makes me want to go back to LA. And I think that's a really big deal that San Antonio does not have.
Okay, one more time and then you're done.
But
Nice.
no, that's a valid statement.
Just saying. It's irritating.
So what's keeping you here in Texas?
My son graduating from college.
But that's a different issue. That's a different issue, Kristina.
No, that's exactly what it is.
It's a different issue.
What's keeping
Like,
me here?
education is a different issue.
My kid is
But-
a great school system, and so he's doing his thing.
So let's look at this in like the United States.
It wasn't like a
No,
No, it's not a dig. Like the United States, let's look at our big cities. You've got New York, Boston, you got Philly, you've got Miami, you've got LA, even San Diego at one point. You've got Houston, you've got Dallas, and then San Antonio is kind of like they're on in Austin, I think, is even surpassing San Antonio in a lot of these offerings. And so San Antonio, we need to think of ourselves in a different light than we have historically. In San Antonio, it's like, well, we need to be humble. We need to, like we need to keep it small town. And in a way that's good. And that will always thrive
it's a small
within the
city.
blood, within the like the blood, the blood flow of our culture. But like we need people to have jobs. We need people to like go out, like be able to have jobs and then spend money on things like the service industry. We're in the service industry. So how do we do that? We do that with better highways. We do that with better services. We do that by doing something with the homeless. Like we do that. And so it takes a massive plan into the
Trying to-
future to do that.
Yeah.
I'm off my soapbox. We're going to the next subject.
This is like the ball of yarn that's like the
San Antonio is
ball
not
of
a
yarn and
destination.
we're
Stop.
detangling
One
it.
more time.
And then we were like
I
we're
just it's a
gonna
really big
detangle it,
it's a
as we
problem.
detangle it, we just find more tangles, but
really
we
big
still
deal.
want to do a good job,
Yeah.
right?
I hear you. And I think that I agree. And after traveling all over the world, San Antonio, like for example,
I love San Antonio.
I love San Antonio, but what we
Right.
were saying, like
If you were anywhere outside of if you did not live here, like all of my friends, it's a rough situation.
it is.
What? I want to live here. I love it here.
I know because you live here.
No, I think we're in an extraordinary and amazing position because
Right, but
because we see what is going on everywhere else, and we don't have to deal with that because we're in a different situation, but we need to recognize like other ways to deal with progression and so forth, and find the ones that work to make our lives better together.
This goes back to I think
sense.
really, yeah, I understand. I'm tracking. This goes back to, you know, who like who are leaders going into the future? Like who are leaders going into the future? And if y'all know about Jody Bailey Newman from the Friendly Spot, she and Chad Carey and I think it's Aaron Pena have formed a PAC, a political action committee, and what they've done is that they are levying the voice of hospitality to push back against all of these very invasive construction projects that essentially push people out of their businesses and their leases, and then those businesses and leases turn into high-rise shit, right? And so there's a lot of big pushback on that. And so moving forward, we really need to think about, if we're in the service industry, how San Antonio and our service industry is going to thrive in the future. I don't care if you're in Castle Hills. I don't care if you're in Leon Valley or the Northeast side or the West side. Windcrest, yeah. And so these are issues that I think that we are now like moving around together and focusing our efforts together. But these are big issues, and Project Marvel is a
Keep it
terrible.
real. I'm just keeping it real. We're all construction and no sports. dude.
Absolutely, no. I love your feedback.
Conversation, because all these things that you're saying, like, they come with changes, right? The stadium that you want.
Seriously, Southtown's gonna be cut off from Cesar Chavez for 5 to 10 years. You think Southtown likes that?
And then
Hemisphere is gonna be done.
I mean, there's a
It's about
Oh
sports.
no, you got something to say?
It's about sports
Maybe-
ball, okay?
It is about sports
Sports
ball.
ball.
Sports
Sports ball. Sports ball.
Sports ball.
But that's the truth, and it's all about sports ball, and
It is true.
and that's why
Keeping it real.
So here's another thing. Keeping it real is like, yeah, we have Victor Wembanyama, but the Spurs were kind of irrelevant there for a while, and we have a very outspoken coach who's kind of dividing people. Like Spurs fans come from all kinds of walks of life. He's dividing people, and the Spurs have like kind of used this city and the taxpayers and the businesses that levy for the city those taxes in a way that it's like, why couldn't you make it work? Like, why couldn't you make it work already? And so there's a lot of resentment.
Team, Brandon.
It's true.
There's some resentment there. So we're going to the next subject. I would like to talk about something that is very central to San Antonio culture. My God. She doesn't even know what we're doing.
Oh well. Yeah.
So something very important to San Antonio culture. I literally took off my ring. Oh, it was on
like,
Tessa's
"Put that back
butt.
on."
It was Tessa's butt. It was under her
Did
butt.
she get about to shit on the computer?
It was under Tessa's butt. My wedding ring. And now my wife is down here. So I've got another ring down there.
Yeah. Oh wow. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, there she is. Thank you very much.
I'm a Frenchman. I'm a French Santa. Ladies and gentlemen.
You French Santa?
I'm a French Sichuan Santa.
Oh,
A French Sichuan Santa.
yeah.
You have earring. That's so wrong.
It was on Tessa's butt, which everyone can see. Next subject.
This is not airing. Oh my god.
Anal.
I thought we were live.
We are live, aren't we?
This is
Live.
Are we live right now?
Podcast.
right now.
I'm feeling it
I
now.
thought we're live
guys.
right now.
We are live. We are
Okay.
live.
Not
This is
live.
going into the episode. By the way,
No, this is not.
Industry Pop San Antonio is where Kristina and I, Brandon, Sichuan Papí, Chef Kristina Zhao,
Anal.
we just like to hang loose, you know? Like we like to, you know, talk about the industry because there's a lot of things in San Antonio that need to be talked about, and I think that
Rosemary.
some people
Oh,
Rosemary.
yeah,
Baby.
RK.
Come on.
RK.
Okay, I'm gonna let you take it over,
No.
please.
RK.
You know everything.
If I may.
Please. Let's switch. And up and
There we
switch.
go.
We,
No, no,
we
no.
did lose an icon in San Antonio this year. One fantastic, amazing Rosemary Kowalski.
Taking all my
And, you know, just take off the hats and the antlers. Fluff the hair, you know, gotta look good. So for those of you maybe watching out in the world that don't know who she is, it is one of the top catering companies in the nation, has catered for dignitaries, royalties, all the way down to the origins here in San Antonio. And I was watching the documentary that KLRN did on her, and her first catering job was for St. Peter's in Alamo Heights, and they had like a bazaar back in the day, and they were like knew she had like just taken over a bar. It was like prohibition, so they were trying to serve food to survive through it, and they like she just was cooking things like she was taught to cook and was just making food, and people loved it. Well, the church knew that she did that, so they said, we have this bazaar coming up, can you cater for us? And she told them, she's like, I don't know what that word means, but sure, I'll do it. And I feel like that one line from the whole documentary just really summed it up. It's like, you know, just that willingness to help, that willingness to just know that you, whatever you're presented with, you can put your best foot forward, try your best, because it's all we can do. And so here she went from, I don't know what catering means, to being a top catering company. And then she has multi-generations working for her like their whole life.
Yeah.
Just this strong sense of like mentorship. Like so many people she was like on a family mural, and I forgive me for not remembering the artist's name, but she's on a family mural of this Hispanic artist family, all Hispanics on this mural, and she's this white woman in the middle, and that was his mentor. And so just so many ways, and that's, you know, just she's touched so many people. And so leaving a legacy, leaving, you know, it's like that ripple effect that, you know, you don't have to have, you know, a million children. You can have, you know, this legacy and teach people things and give them this amazingness to go on and spread more amazingness in the world. Because I saw all these people that were at her memorial funeral, and first of all, it was a party. It was, I didn't.
Yeah, I saw pictures. It was like fireworks and
It just was it seemed like someone was like getting married or someone was
Yeah.
born. And I think that that was just such a beautiful
Amazing.
commemoration. And all the people I saw that went there are other people in the industry that I know are spreading their legacy out and helping others and working in the community. And so to see this woman have these people and just do this, it's like this amazing spider web of awesomeness. And I'm like, woo! Like, it just feels good. So
yeah.
Rosemary Kowalski, and to all the future Rosemary Kowalskis out there. So yeah.
It's amazing. She is a legend. I didn't have the opportunity to meet her, but I know of her legacy, and I've worked alongside people in her company, and they are incredible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, you know, yeah, absolutely. So, that's awesome.
That's up.
Movement.
That's up.
That was pretty deep, dude. I like that.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
That's industry pop. That's what's going on in San Antonio, is that people that came before us that have done amazing things in San Antonio, that have built it this far, and then they give all of their stuff to the next generation, their knowledge, their training, their, you know, the words of encouragement, you know, like someone who has all that experience, who's done so much, if they just give you a word of encouragement, it's gonna propel you so far. It's gonna give you all that, like,
Yeah.
you just move forward and you hold on to those words.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she did that.
Word.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she was born in 1924, which Matt was born like in 1925, which is crazy, but
I was. That's very true. She's lying. 1927. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us about
Can I just say one thing before this ends?
Yes.
For the next topic for next sports
football.
teams in San Antonio. If we could get into that on the next.
Sports teams in sports teams in San Antonio.
Weird, wild stuff.
Stuff.
If you were Mike
Wild
Tyson,
stuff.
how would
That's
you
some
do it?
wild stuff there. This is our Johnny Carson, right?
Yeah.
Wild
I mean,
stuff.
that's
Wild
that's
stuff.
How would you say that,
How would I say what?
Weird wild stuff.
Antonio, if you were Mike Tyson?
Sports teams in San Antonio. But that sounds more Mexican than I did.
You sound like you
Like-
don't know English. No. Like, articulate yourself more.
Sports teams in San
Sports teams in San Antonio. I can't.
Mike Tyson it.
Man.
Sports teams in.
What if we call it the Mike Tyson Center for Texas Cultural Heritage?
Texas.
Well, here's the thing. All right, now, like, the naming convention is super important here, and you brought up a very good point. So I have an idea. Like, if I were on the side of Project Marvel, right, and there's like a Civil War universe, right? It's like you have Project Marvel and then everyone against it for whatever reason. Then if I were on Project Marvel, I would use a psychological tactic in the name to make sure that anyone who opposed it would then be opposed themselves because the name would oppose the city.
So what would you name it?
You know.
I would name it. I would name not anal or banal or channel or cannel or whatever it is. I would not name it that. I would actually name it Project Puro Sananto.
You know what we name it? We name it Texas Heritage Cultural Arena, and it's called the THC.
Anal.
It's THC Arena, Texas Heritage Culture Arena.
Oh my gosh.
THC Arena.
Oh my gosh.
You bring.
Wait, go, hurry up. No one would oppose. I oppose THC.
We need another camera over there.
And then
Let me see it.
No one would oppose THC. Oh
THC
no.
Arena, Texas Heritage.
Yes.
Arena. And it was just called the Institute of Texas Culture. I feel like I have made a lot of revelations.
Yes.
So I just would like
You should be leading this project
VIP
on the PR side. On the PR side.
I want a merchandise shop in the arena with all of my face. I know. THC Arena, Texas Heritage Cultural Arena. Boom.
Texas Heritage Cultural Arena.
THC Arena.
THC.
And then we start doing
Well, imagine if I'm a councilman and I'm like, I oppose the THC project. I mean, people are going to like,
yeah.
like, and then if you're on the other side, you make it an acronym to where it doesn't matter what the words are in the acronym, it's just THC. So people are like, well, I don't disagree with THC. And then if you did, then it's like,
And
well,
then I
this.
ask you like, do you know what THC means? You're like, no, it means Texas Heritage Culture. Hello.
Totally.
Hello.
And then you're like,
She's literally
but
looking at the
THC
camera.
it means, and you're like,
She was looking that way, like.
I don't know what you're referring to. What are your? And then you have to make them say it, and like, it's another name
Don't
for
stop it.
the chemical compounds in marijuana, and you're like, sir, that is not where our heads were. It is the Texas Heritage Culture Arena.
The Texas Heritage Cultural Arena.
Arena.
It's the Texas Heritage Cultural Arena, THC. And if you're not on board, you're off board.
Look,
You're not on board.
I feel like I'm on fire tonight.
You were on fire.
No, no, no.
Now, speaking
No.
of on fire,
Ooh.
speaking of on fire,
You're fine.
I've got big news here. Lots of big news here. Okay. So this next topic is going to hit home.
Ooh.
Who in San Antonio has had hot Cheetos? Have you had hot
Yeah.
Cheetos?
Yes.
I have hot. Yes, of
Have
course.
you had the Carolina Reaper ones from HEB yet?
HEB?
No.
Have you had hot Cheetos and then performed oral?
No.
Because that is.
That's a great
We
question.
don't recommend that.
Good
Yeah.
Lord.
Pre
Oh.
Cheeto post oral.
Nervous.
Pre Cheeto post oral.
Well, I know what we're doing tonight, okay?
Do you have those? Do you have any Cheetos in the building at all?
No, we have hot
Okay.
oil. We have hot
So-
oil.
So those in the food industry,
Very aroused right now. Go
We
ahead.
are very organic.
Yeah.
Hot Cheetos.
I am horny.
What's
those
Oh.
those in the food industry, there was an essay current article. Now, I kind of know about this because I just am in the know about a lot of things, especially when it comes to food dye, believe it or not.
Only
But
fans.
the essay current came out with an article that was actually kind of funny, but also very morbid at the same time, and I want to talk about it. And the headline is the FDA looking to ban some of San Antonio's favorite foods? The short answer is, quote, no,
Oh.
but the feds are moving to ban one red food color and health concerns swirl around another. So if you've ever looked at the back of your ingredients, you'll see that there's red dye 6 and then there's red lake 40. Now, red lake 40 is
Did you say Ricky Lake 40?
Ricky Lake
40.
40. It's
Okay,
right next
that
to
goes on
Baskin
and on,
Robbins.
that's
It's
fine.
right next to Baskin Robbins.
That's really
right?
of course.
Ricky Lake
Yeah.
Weight Loss
Absolutely.
Institute,
Heard.
right next
Yeah.
to. Okay, so what is going on?
That triggers something for you.
Huh? I want it back right now. We should be you know what? If you're gonna have these friggin' topics, we should be eating them while we're talking.
It's actually, I said red 6. It's red 3.
We just need to be trying them to see how the red dye reacts to all of us while we're.
Want to do that?
What are you talking about? We're not drinking Californian wine.
We need to be eating this while we're talking about it.
So
I want to know how we all.
it's red
react on
dye.
it.
It's red dye 3, and I think it's super important if you're in the service industry because it does affect somms. It does affect people and how they eat, right? But when people eat, it also affects their bodies and it affects their minds. It affects everything about them. And so I want to get into this because what we eat is who essentially what we are because our body processes it and this is our body, but it replenishes our body as we shed skin, as we shed hair. Like we have to have water. Like this is all a part of the body. And so the FDA has come out and said red 3 dye, they've acknowledged that they've known it's cancerous in cosmetics in rats since the early 90s. And now they're going to ban it. But it's in our foods. So if it's on my skin and it's carcinogenic, it can give rats cancer. And the only reason they do tests on rats is because the effects are very similar, except on a longer time scale, it'll take longer for it to happen to you, right?
Mhm.
And they knew that, but they banned it for cosmetics, but then they okayed it for consumption. Same now it's, Red Lake 40, another red food dye. And when you think about red, like think about McDonald's, like red is an appetizing, like it's a psychological thing that makes you want to eat.
That's why
Right.
it came out pussy red.
Right. I gotta tell you also too. I was thinking the same things, kind of on the same lines as her. You know, was that kind of a cool band back in the Simply Red? I like them. They were kind of cool back in the day.
I just knew the Red Dog. Red
Yeah,
Dog. Oh, it's
yeah.
a big dog. That was a beer. Red Dog was a beer. It was like a.
I'm just saying.
It was like
On her note, Simply Red. I mean, I'm just saying they had some hits.
so
Kind of.
so the
Just saying.
so this is happening, and there's a lot of like with art.
Like we're like if this was the
You know.
Brainal.
X, like what is that show? America's
America's
Got
Got
Talent. America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Erica's Got Talent.
You're Howie.
Erica. I don't know who Erica is, but she's got talent.
I'm Simon.
Yeah.
You and I are between all of like
I'm Scary Spice.
whichever one we feel like being today. Like
I was like-
sometimes
I
I
was
feel
like, Brandon, you just told me.
Lady in red,
I was like, "But I'm not my pussy red."
dancing alone.
I was like, thank you for that one.
I'm gonna paint this town red. Okay, that's a real thing. I'm gonna paint this town red and
Yes.
paint my wife white.
They. That's racist.
That's Kid Rock. That's Kid Rock.
That's pretty
okay?
racist, dude.
Cowboy.
tonight.
Cowboy.
Dying from secondhand embarrassment.
Dong dong dong. I'm heading out west.
Is that his voice? Is that? We do the guitar again?
Yeah, that is like-
We do the guitar.
Boom boom boom. But dong dong
Yeah.
dong.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's good. That's not bad. Yeah.
So
Here's the deal.
So here's the deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the deal.
Not
Let's bring it in.
Bye.
Christina,
Your name.
Christina, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Let's keep it on track here. Here's the deal that the essay current was focused on the essay current. It's interesting. No.
I'm yawning on air. That's awesome.
They were focused on the
Anal.
foods being banned. So like they were like, are hot Cheetos, Takis, and Big Red being banned? Or are you going like versus the story is like, well, these chemicals have been these petroleum chemicals that they use in the foods have been giving us cancer since the early 90s. That's the bigger story. That's what I want to talk about. It's like, so we put petroleum chemicals in the food, and then we are looking at our society, like, and it gives us cancer. It's open, it's open. We know it gives us cancer, and then we have to look at our society and say, like, how does that affect how we like think? How does that affect like our bodies? You know, and if we are going to have a healthy society,
You.
if we're going to have a tier 1 society, then my personal belief is that we need healthy people that eat good things at good restaurants
Yeah.
with good service. Why can't it be 360 degrees? And the chemicals in the food are a huge issue.
Question for you.
Brandon,
Anal.
everybody is in charge of themselves to be educated, and we know you and I, Matt and Ceci, we all know and are aware of like the labels and everything in front of us, and we have those decisions to make ourselves. That is not for other people. Like
Yeah.
it's not someone else's job. That's our own job.
Wait, but you're
That's our
coming
own
at it
job.
from a different perspective
What are you
than a
talking
lot of
about?
people. A lot of people don't know that they have those options because they have not been educated.
But that is it. So is it?
And so then
So it's so if I'm producing
hold
this bottle,
on.
and it-
Hold up. Wait a minute.
oh
Let me
no,
put
oh no,
some-
oh my goodness.
Well, no, this is a big question because
I know speak
chemicals-
English well.
Oh,
chemicals
I
affect
stop
You know.
speaking now.
chemicals affect our physiology. The physiology affects how we think. And so I just want to know if people are looking for a systemic change and sustainable change and all those key words, then maybe we should look at the chemicals we're putting in our children's and our own body and how that affects it. I'm drinking alcohol.
Wes,
I drink alcohol, but what I'm saying is like people are literally getting cancer from hot Cheetos and they've known about it since the 90s. Maybe we should stop doing that. Maybe it's not a part of our culture or it's something that we should look at and have a bigger conversation and educate kids. I went to Mark Twain Middle School and you had like little vendors go out and selling chamoy and hot Cheetos and stuff to kids like it's giving them cancer. The FDA says it. Like, come on. We have to have these conversations because it is literally setting people up for failure.
okay,
You're
question now.
right.
If we go back to what you said when you said you are what you eat, then why is Matt such a dick when he eats so much pussy?
You're the
Oh.
best pussy I've ever seen.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I love
Wait,
you.
what? Oh,
I'm
And
for Jester.
At the same time, so who made the FDA the authority
still
of
recording right
what is
Oh, yeah.
healthy and what's not healthy? Just like who made the NIH the dictator of
These are non-elected
okay,
bureaucratic entities from the federal
and
government.
who are they funded by?
They're
Do you-
funded.
like
Big Pharma.
No, I mean, not exactly.
just
I mean,
saying, like they're like you're talking about something that's so
they're funded by us theoretically, but then there's the Federal Reserve just prints and prints and prints, so they're really not funded by us. We think they are because it's like, well, my taxpayer dollars are going to this, but it really isn't because that's like what is making inflation? Unbridled printing of money. That's another issue. But the federal government pays these bureaucrats to make decisions about our health.
no more. I see a red mark on your head right now.
Oh.
Red dye, red lake 40 on my head. Well, I wonder, is this what we're ingesting?
It's in your hat.
It's in my hat.
You know too much, sir.
That is my.
in America. Is that what you're getting at? God damn it.
So
Oh my
anyway,
God.
hot Cheetos, and but it's
Hot
industry.
Cheetos, though, they're so good.
I get down on hot Cheetos.
I haven't eaten them in years because, like
cocaine and
exactly. I mean, seriously, man, like, chill out.
That ball hit me in the
hot
mouth right
Cheeto
there.
in some cocaine.
I need some hot Cheetos now.
What
Like,
if
I feel like I need them now.
What if we just dye hot Cheetos?
Everyone is triggered now.
You need to figure out how to make this work because I don't want there to be a red mark on your head.
Big question though.
Sorry about that. I'm not gonna place them on your forehead like again. It's burned last time.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, I have rosacea, so it's from the daiquiris.
It's red dye 40 Asia.
So I also, since we're here, does anyone else get rosacea from drinking too many daiquiris? I'm just gonna say.
Oh my God, if this were live, what would that be like? It'd be crazy.
What?
I don't know, because it could be live, right? Look,
Well, I get to edit it, but
I'm just
the
saying, could
idea
you
is that it's just
imagine.
it's stream of conscious.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
All right.
And that's exactly what you can keep. Like, I'm literally just wondering if it's sort of live. Like, it's like, what would the impact of that be? I'm literally like,
I'm not even concerned because anybody can become president of the United States. So
that.
okay.
All right.
I'm all like,
I would-
anybody can become president. So
I would like to say this that
I can do it.
I want to hear the true thoughts. I want to hear the true thoughts from my guests.
Is this
Cecilia has been an amazing friend of ours. She is she does a wealth of knowledge when it comes to our staff. She has done staff training. She is an amazing source of like what the wine industry is, what wine is. Her taste, she has a great palate, everything. She's been an amazing friend over the years. I don't think that we could have done so many
culinary
events without you.
expertise,
We could not have done some of the
private
events.
dining experience.
I mean, the Raventas
Anything
thing.
like
Oh
that.
my gosh, the Raventas thing.
And
And I do want to say this about Mateo. Oh, Kristina, go. Then
here you go.
Oh yes, Maltier, Vivian Fontaine.
And Vivian Fontaine, darling.
Line snob.
Nice to meet your acquaintance.
Thank you.
I would like to say this about Mr. Matt here.
Gay.
Uh,
Oh.
he is. I would like to say this about Matt here. Like, he is so wonderful. No, Matt is an industry professional and he's a sommelier. He has an amazing palate, and he literally was our only bouncer during the DAC off.
Yeah.
So we DAC'd off together.
We did.
But
Yeah.
I really appreciate you and I love you. I would like you all to just give your thoughts on the industry. Like, what's on your mind? That's it. What's on your mind right now when it comes to the service industry
Mhm.
from your perspectives, your different perspectives. I'm just gonna shut up.
Okay, I'm gonna say this as a millennial, actually a zennial, because I'm a geriatric millennial. But one of my
Were you born in
concerns-
the late 90s?
84. I was born in 84, so I was like,
Jesus Christ, you are old.
yeah,
Good Lord. 84, 1984?
Jane,
Wow.
84.
Man.
I wrote a book about
Are
it.
you
have no-
also the
I have no idea what it's like to be that old.
The
but
best
anyway.
Van Halen album, 1984.
George Orwell.
Oh, 84?
She's very Orwellian.
Yeah.
That's
she's
another
she's
thing.
very old. Well,
And I'm gonna say this as a caring elder millennial.
here we go.
Gen
Yawn.
Xers, y'all bitches, I love you because y'all don't give a fuck. But also, I don't like you because you don't give a fuck. Like, I've been to so many
Lot of
restaurants
fellas.
with all these like Gen Zers. I said Gen X. I'm sorry, Gen Zers. Gen Zers, like y'all. I wish I could help you care a little bit more. And I know that the world has not been a nice place for you. Maybe caring more. Maybe you grew up on only technology. I don't know, but like seriously, my problem with the industry right now is the Gen Zers, and you just watch them in their service, and they literally don't give a fuck. Which again, part of me is jealous,
So
and the
from
other
what you
part of me is
see-
like,
Thank you.
oh,
Thank you. Thank you.
I just want that.
So from what you see,
That is so true.
what?
Oh my gosh. That is so true.
Oh, that is like,
Well, first of all, I think they're a victim of their generation, as we all are, but like
course.
theirs is always on technology. So they don't have the skills, the social settings, the opportunities, right? They then have such a short attention span because they need something so fast, like real.
We like we're ADHD already, and
they
then
are just
they're oh
so
my
now,
god,
like even just focusing on one table, they're like, I can't focus. And then there's also the whole
Ma'am,
thing of
I
like,
have
I know.
oh,
I am the real. I
yeah,
am the real.
yeah.
Like, I'm the real in
make
training.
We're
Like,
supposed to make babies.
They'll be Gen
I am the real. I'm literally making reels. And then in person, I am the real. Like, I have to be entertaining to get their attention, and I know exactly what you're saying. And it's not because that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
It's because I know that they need traction.
Yep.
It's called traction.
Yeah.
They need mental traction to understand that this is important. And the only way you can coach and train is to give them traction.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
You're right. That is so, oh my God, that is so right.
And again, I say this as coming from partly jealous because there's a part of me that feels like, yes, don't give a fuck, but also give a fuck. Don't give a fuck, but give a fuck about yourself.
Yeah.
You're doing. It's hard to like. They're like,
Yeah.
they tune you out in 30 seconds, and if you don't say what you got to say in 30 seconds, they're out. In one
Yeah.
way, thank you for making me more efficient, but at the same time, you look at them and you're like, ah, like, and because they don't have to do anything, just order this,
Mhm.
this, da da da. They have no idea about like processes or like, oh, I just have to do that, and you're like,
Totally.
it's it means I'm getting old, to like,
No, no,
why
no,
are
no,
you-
no, no, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait
Oh,
a
no,
minute.
big time.
Wait,
it's
Oh yeah, big time.
minute.
Jesus.
and meanwhile,
Speaking to my heart.
Tessa is just like, I'm literally eating out of your palm, and I literally don't want to eat anything else unless it's out of your palm.
Oh,
Like she
Dogs are trained.
super hot. Yeah.
Just like,
So how do we
She-
train Gen Z? And
No.
they're gonna grow up. and
tell
they're
me
like,
like that.
I'm like,
just-
I'm like, those are the people that are gonna wipe my ass
She-
when I get old.
It's very
Anyway.
difficult. I'm like
I
I am
think
literally
just
living what
technology.
you just said, and my solution is to like change to where I'm more approachable. I'm more like silly. I'm a kind of a serious guy in some cases,
You're not
but I'm also
you're a cool mom.
so I try to be more silly. Like I try to just
On
like
that note,
but
the
I need traction. I need traction. The way I was taught, but I was taught in a very different way. But the way I was taught from my parents and then from, my first professional experience in any industry was very harsh. Okay? And that gave me traction.
Yeah.
But I'm a different person.
When we were younger, we were motivated to do things for like those free personal pan pizzas at Pizza Hut and the free like ice cream at McDonald's and the free McFlurry, and so we would go reading books because we would get these little like coupons to go to exchange them for free products at these like, restaurants. We'd read books, all these things, right? And then
Right.
the next generation, I think we sort of got like a little lazy and we're like, how about I give you $5 if you read that book? And then like, so the, older Gen Zs,
there's
okay,
that, yeah.
the younger ones, bitch, they're like, I don't want your reward. I don't give a fuck.
Well, there's a saying.
literally have
I
nothing
mean,
to
it's English and in Chinese. Chinese says 富不过三代, and in English is that the wealth does not extend but beyond 3 generations. It's like you walk to work, and then your son rides a bike to work, and then your grandson like rides a limousine to work and whatever, and then
Okay.
the next generation
Goes back.
they ride a bike to work because, but
Yeah.
there's some part of that is true, but there's something that's missing because that's not
Did we
actually
talk
true.
about
Yeah,
football
yeah.
teams yet
Yeah.
in San Antonio?
Matt has something to say, y'all. Matt has something to say.
Have we?
Totally divert the conversation because Tessa, I was gonna say that Tessa is just
Football
like,
team in San Antonio.
yeah.
That's why I just
What'd
was
you-
joking. That's why I said just
Oh.
hilarious.
Well, Matt,
Yeah.
I mean, what do you have to say about the service industry?
Well-
I'd love to hear what you have to say.
There's 3 rules that I live by. Shut up. Is that
Stick it in the butt.
that's
Second rule is stick it in the butt. Third rule is stick it in the mouth. No, it's all butt.
that you guys good? I mean, you're right. Can I say number 3? No, okay. Look, you know what? When you go to a restaurant, what do you look for? That's the real question. When you go to a new restaurant and you go to like and you're looking to you check out a new restaurant, what do you look for?
Your mom.
You look
It's pretty
You-
much right. Actually,
For your mom.
she's
You-
actually
you-
right.
you look
She's
you look
right.
you look for my mother? Cool. No, you look for comfortability.
The bar.
You look for quality of service.
Yes.
And you look for obviously the food is definitely there. Look, I'm not trying to say that you can go to establishments and have good food, not great food, but you love the hospitality, you love the service, you love how the attentiveness of something like that.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a big deal. And in San Antonio, that's very hard to find. And so I wouldn't have her on the show again. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, look what it's comes from the ear. Look at her face. I don't want that on the screen. I don't want
I
I don't
agree.
want her face on
Everything
the
you
screen.
said, I agree.
It's disturbing. Look at her. She's
Hey,
you
Kristina.
cannot take her anywhere. It's really sad.
Fuck.
Go for it.
This
Oh.
goes viral. Don't blame me.
That's it. That's all you got.
Trying to have a
She's-
great.
I've never done this before. I thought it was this. I was like, this, like.
I have good.
I love you, Matt. I love you, Matt. You're an amazing sommelier. You have an amazing palate. You're an
How do you
amazing
know?
server. And you know what? I'm glad you're with us on this amazing
Thank you for being.
Christmas
Thank you for having. Thank you for having me on the Rodcast.
Oh,
the Rodcast.
Yeah.
There's two big rods here. If
Yeah.
you don't see them, well, because there's another podcast going down below.
Yeah.
oh, what is that one? Is that an ASMR?
Hey, anal. I talk about anal. Yeah.
I'd love to hear that one. Jeez.
Sorry.
Sorry. Well,
Well, I know I'm horny.
Go.
All right, let's end it. And
Said it was a
yeah, I think this is an amazing podcast. It's great to have friends in the industry, and I think if you are out there, if you're in the service industry, you love to have friends that you can rely on, that you can just sometimes hang out with. I would say that Mateo, you're one of my Mateo is one of my favorite friends, and so is Ceci. And so this is a Christmas miracle. And I'm so glad that y'all just like organically.
Oh. I don't know how I feel about that.
You don't know how you feel about that.
A broadcast between you and Mateo.
Let's pull them out. Let's pull it out. Shouldn't do that. What?
live.
What?
I'm
Coming on you live.
The camera is there.
It's
See, this is why this is just...
I'm large and in charge a lot of times, so I'm not even.
Brought to you by Matt Loves Anal.
Banal. Banal?
Banal?
Cranal?
Oh my god.
Banal? Isn't that the guy from Batman?
That's him, yeah.
Isn't Banal the guy from Batman?
Yeah,
The-
that's
the,
him.
The
That's him.
antagonist?
That's him.
That's Banal.
I will say this.
What?
Industry Pop, San Antonio.
History. Pop.
Industry.
You gotta pop it up. Industry
Guys,
Pop,
knocked over.
San
my
Antonio.
goddamn glasses.
This is Stan. This is Antonio.
Wait, get this in your podcast.
Oh god, here we go.
Yeah. Do it.
Oh.
Industry popping that San Anto today. Popping that San Anto.
Look at her face.
San Anto.
Yes. She's
We're popping it.
Pop, pop, pop.
You're
Am I the first person that's worked on your podcast?
the
I
first
think-
person
yes.
that has worked.
I said fucking, I said pussy, and that's worked. And I said gay and anal.
You
like,
better
I-
work.
placement in this bitch.
Work it, girl.
Okay, I thought.